ready to talk about Wine and Dine registration and all of the breaking news from Disney.
To all who come to our happy place, welcome to the No Guilt Disney podcast, where we have no guilt about our love for all things Disney.
Well, we are three Disney fangirls who probably know more about the Disney parks than most grown women should, and we're perfectly okay with that.
Totally okay with it.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Teresa, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Gertie the Dino.
My name is Jane, and you can find me on Instagram at RealMousewifeWDW.
I'm Patty Holiday, and I have the No Guilt universe, as I like to call it. It's No Guilt Disney, No Guilt Travel, No Guilt Life. All of those are blogs that you can find pop culture stuff and news, and of course, Disney information. I also love this podcast and am digging into the whole YouTube channel thing. It's slowly and surely coming along. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Come join us over on YouTube. If you like your podcast with a side of video, that's where we are trying to record. Most of these episodes are also going to have the audio and the video portion. So you can see me using my hands way too much. But yeah, you can find me on all places at No Guilt Life on social media if you choose to come join me there. We're going to talk news. There's been a ton of it. I'm not sure how much of it is like breaking because like we're not that kind. We don't have our ish together to be a breaking news podcast, but we can talk about what happened today, which was kind of broken for some people when it comes to the Run Disney Wine and Dine registration. Funny, Teresa, what was your impression as a non-Run Disney runner? What did you tell me earlier today?
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch Jane's face when I say this. So my impression as a non-runner, simply based on comments I saw other people having, was all of the comments I saw was everybody getting the races that they wanted. So my circle of people did very, very well with this event. So I made that comment to Patty. I was like, oh, it seems like it went pretty smoothly. And she was like, come on, Teresa, it's Run Disney. Who are you kidding?
Run Disney's
so
out here
fill
just
me in,
being Run
because
Disney.
I clearly missed out on the drama.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it didn't feel like it was anything new, at least of recent Run Disney registrations. This kind of went par for the course. There were some glitches in the beginning, like 2 minutes.
Usual.
Yeah, just like usual, like 2 minutes before it officially opened, it was showing that the 5K was already sold out.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Like, how did that happen, right? And then the only thing that did open up was the 5K. And so, of course, everyone like piled in through the 5K. But if you waited until like 2 or 3 minutes after the official opening and the other races opened up and you clicked on like through the half marathon or through the challenge, you got right through. That the rest of us who couldn't wait, who went straight into that 5K because it was the only thing open and we were panicking.
Sat in an hour queue.
We all sat, right? Yeah, we sat. So it did not go smoothly from the start, as usual, as what has been happening recently with Run Disney. And honestly, I just said recently, but let's be honest. Jane, has there ever been a perfectly smooth registration, even way back? I mean, this, in some ways, this is still way better than it used to be when we used, what was that? What was the other registration? Active was a nightmare. So if you guys think this is bad, before there was a whole third party involved that wasn't even Run Disney. Yeah, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. So this is improvement, believe it or not. And I know not everybody got what they wanted. I know a lot of people got what they wanted. It was really weird though to watch this all go down because usually the 5K sells out first. It was open for like almost 2 hours.
Really?
It went.
So
it was
I didn't need the friends to get me the 5K, which is
Correct.
what happened.
Which is what happened. Yeah.
I mean, well, thank you. But
yeah. It's always good to have friends. As we say on No Guilt Disney podcast is buddy up, get a team, because that's what happened with us is Jane and I were both still sitting in the queue and we got a text from somebody who was like, I'm open, I'm in. And I was like, are you legit in and you're good? Like you've gotten all of your people? She's like, yes. What do you need? And we were like, love you.
Check out.
You check out, please. So we quickly, updated her. She gave her all of our information. She got us in. So have friends.
And that was the same time that I got a text from another one of my friends who said she's actually Club Run Disney, but she literally gets in to be like, who can I help? And so she was like, do you have everything? Is everything set? And I was like, no, we're good. My other friend's taking care of it. And you came back immediately and you were like, hey, I was like, we're good to go. So definitely get your team.
Yeah. Build a team, build a registration team. In the Facebook group, it was very sweet. There was somebody who got in super quickly, and I joked, I was like, can you just register us all? And she did not. No, just kidding. But she did offer to register somebody else. No, she offered to register somebody else later. And I think she helped her out. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, it was a Run Disney registration experience. Is what can I say? I do think for some people it went smoother than it has in years past, because I saw a lot of people reporting that. I also saw a lot of glitches though, where they got to the point where they were putting their money in. They put in their credit card and it was kicking back their credit card. So then, they hit resend like 3 times, which is what, of course you naturally do. And it turns out they have like $3,000 charged to their credit card, but no registration.
Yikes.
Yeah. So it was bad in a lot of ways. Now, anybody that's listening to that and going, wait, what? That can happen? It can happen, but it's not a real charge. It's like a pending charge. It doesn't actually take money out of your account. It all falls off through your bank. Like, don't stress. Stress because it's money. Of course we're going to stress, but I'm just saying, like, ultimately it works out. But unfortunately, when that happens, you have the choice of like getting out of the queue and trying to go through the whole process again, and fingers crossed you get in. And I know a lot of people had to do that. So
can we talk about this cool thing that they did, which is new?
What's that?
I got an email immediately. I don't know where cameras are.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I'm looking at it.
But because I didn't register, I immediately got a link your registration and sign your documents email. Yeah.
Oops. I wanted to put you on that. Sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Oh, hold on.
Can I make you bigger? Let's see. Jane Solo. Look at that. Look. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll make it clearer or what, but
interesting.
But yeah. So I was like, oh, look at them. I did not link my registration. Hey, let's do it live. Let's do it together. So if you get that, you click link your registration and then you sign into My Disney Experience. And it says link your registration. Who is it for? It's for myself. It says it looks like you have one registration under your email address. So they use my email, and that it says welcome to your account. Manage and edit your registrations. I just keep clicking through. Next, it gives me the option to add merch.
Okay.
So as I'm linking, I think that's cool.
I see you. Now, listen, I tried to link and it wouldn't link mine. So I had to send off an email saying, hi, I tried this and it didn't work. So I did get that email. I thought it was something that our friend had like forwarded to us. But you're all set.
Linked. And then it says you have documents that need your attention, which I get every single time as soon as they're ready to say, like, sign your documents or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I click it and it always breaks. And then it never exists. And then I have to do it at the expo, which is no problem. By the way, if that happens to you at home, it's fine.
It's a known issue, but yeah.
Review your documents. My goodness, the documents are here. Sign your document. It's pending. View and sign your document. The whole thing is, guys, this never happens. Run Disney! This is the breaking news.
There you go. We didn't lie. We have breaking news. I think I saw another comment from somebody who had mentioned that they, in I guess the past few races, they hadn't been able to buy some of the merch ahead of time. And Patty, you might have been the one to say that that was something that they used to do, was gone for a bit, and is now back. So that saves some time during Expo, I'm assuming, particularly because of how chaotic Expo seems to have gotten regarding merch the last couple races.
Shane's over here thumbsing up and showing off her screen. That's actually very cool.
I am. So I'm really excited. One, that I completely ignored the email this morning.
Thank you for doing that.
And then we just got to do that live. So, and it worked. No, raise your hand if you did not expect that to work.
I didn't, because it didn't work for me.
There's no way. There's
But
no
now,
way. I was like,
did I expect it not to work because of Run Disney or because of Jane?
oh, because of Run Disney. No. Definitely. No. I have a lot of flaws and a lot of things that I'm very not great with. But usually technology is not one of them.
You can handle that. Yeah, no, I'd have to give that to Jane as well. Okay, so that's the Run Disney info. The next race is going to be Marathon Weekend, if I'm remembering my calendar correctly, and that's going to be in April. Same time, same bat channel. If you guys did not get in or had some, what's wrong?
I did not need to know that I have to pay for races again in April.
My Swiftie friend over here is dropping some money on Miss Taylor, like left and right, and so
I am busy.
Yep, April, save some money, Jane, because that's coming up.
Sure.
I know. Sure, yeah, you'll get there. So yeah, that's going to be coming up in April, and then I don't know that we register for anything in May. I think it's June, so you get May off. Jane can recover a little bit then. Well, not great. Really, because you'll be
not
in Disneyland,
and I'll be a Taylor Swift.
Oh well. Run Disney tried. They tried to give you a break, but you have other things to do in life. But anyway, if you need some more information, if you love Run Disney, if you're curious about Run Disney, if you want to know anything about Run Disney, come join us in all the places. The YouTube channel has got some content on it. I'm going to be adding some more. The Facebook group is all full of tons of awesome Run Disney folks and wannabe fun Run Disney folks who are trying to learn from it. So come and join us over there. And then, of course, NoGuiltDisney.com. I'm going to refer you to that because it's got a lot of great information that over the years I have pulled together and written and updated. And it's a constantly growing resource. And I hope you all find it useful. So please go check out NoGuiltDisney.com. And that being said, we're going to move on to some of the general news that came out. Teresa, what you got? Let's start.
Sure. So we will start off with, there's a lot of news that is park specific, but we'll talk about Walt Disney World in general. So they announced a couple weeks ago that coming up in the spring, there would be a time where annual pass holders would not need to make reservations if they were coming to the park after 2 p.m. anymore. And around the same time that attraction photos would start being included with Genie Plus. Both of those are now in effect. Something interesting, I'll let Jane talk about if she's heard about anything with the annual pass visits. But regarding Genie Plus, so I think the day that this started with the attraction photos being included, Genie Plus did sell out. Now it's debatable on if that, attraction photos really were that big of a draw or if it's simply just spring break crowds. Probably likely it's the crowds. But if you have been recently and purchased Disney Plus or Genie Plus, make sure you go and check your photos, because I think if you were within that 30-day window that your attraction photos would be in your photo pass, people have been able to go in and download them retroactively, even if they didn't know that would be an option for them. So if in the last 30 days, or maybe give and take some, depending on when this drops, if you have visited Walt Disney World, you purchased Genie Plus, go in and check. You might be able to download your attraction photos.
I was able to do that when I added an annual pass once upon a time.
Yes.
Like I had a period of time between the 2 annual passes or whatever. And so when I did finally add a new annual pass, it showed me all my previous photos. So yeah, there's a good chance that you might be able to score some old photos if you've been recently. So go back and scroll and check.
Yeah, that has happened to me before as well. I am looking forward to my annual pass rolls over in April, and I added photo pass this time, which last time I didn't because all of my friends have it. So like, what's the big deal? They'll just download my photos for me. Well, that's a big pain in the butt. And I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. So I actually upgraded my annual pass 2 months ago, like on the very first day, because I was like, oh, I wonder if I add the photo pass now, if it'll unlock my photos now. It did not. So it is making me wait until my renewal date, but I bet you it does backdate and give me access to anything that was in there.
For the couple of days. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And
so and Jane perked up when I mentioned the annual pass holder, the no reservation after 2 p.m. So Jane, have you taken advantage? Okay, how was it?
No, so I actually haven't taken advantage of it since it's been effect now. But my dumb self, see, this is something that I'm not great with, right? So I actually thought this went into effect a while ago. So I was going to parks like all the time after 2 o'clock with no reservations. And they were letting me in.
Bullying her way through the turnstiles.
I was like, boop. And they were like, ma'am, are you an annual? Yeah, they were like, are you an annual pass holder? I was like, sure am. They were like, sure, go ahead. And only the last time I went to studios, and it was like late in the day. I want to say I went at like 6 o'clock or something. And I went in and the woman was like, you don't have a park pass. And I was like, well, it's after 2 o'clock. Like, this park closes in 2 hours, like, ma'am. And she was like, oh no, that hasn't started yet. And I was like, oh, I had no idea, because everybody has been letting me do it. Disney's just being Disney. But I stopped after that because I don't want to be mean to the cast members and put them in an awkward position.
Right.
So,
but now you can go freely.
Now I'm excited. I can go after work and just pop in and buy merch. And I really like to go over there and just take a walk.
You can't buy merch. You poor. You Taylor poor. You Swifty poor. I'm telling you.
Girl, my Amazon cart right now, like my uncle just called me. Wait, the worst part is right before this call, my uncle calls me and he's like, listen, I don't think I can help you anymore with MetLife, but I have a friend at in LA. Would you consider flying to Los Angeles? Sir, you can be like, do you want to go to Antarctica? I'd be like, check out. Yes. So.
Oh, all right.
That's my life.
Yeah, this is now a Taylor Swift podcast. Anywho, for probably the next 3 months. How long is this tour going on?
It goes on until the first week of August, and then you guys will get a break for 5 years.
All summer long. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've been kind of peeping on the spring break crowds, and I think they're legit this year. I just got back from a trip to Disneyland where we just did like 2.5 days. And Disneyland's a little bit different. Our Sunday was actually not so bad. It was really not very crowded at all, at least in my opinion. And I suspect it has to do with locals and annual pass blockouts and all that weird stuff that they do over there that I don't think that they are able to control as much at Walt Disney World. And Sunday was lovely. It was actually a really, I don't want to say a low crowd day, but it was definitely not the same feel that the Monday following felt. Monday was like we were rope dropping, and from the get-go, there were so many people at Disneyland for spring break. Now, the day that we were there, I think was the first Monday of Arizona's spring break. And so, because all my old Arizona friends from Facebook, I saw them at Disneyland. So I think that has a lot to do with it. It's just, they stream over. It's only a couple of hours drive, that sort of thing. But it was pretty crowded. And I'm definitely watching the Disney World stuff and thinking, nope, I have zero interest in going in during spring break. It's a lot of people. It's a heck of a lot of people.
So I actually went to studios on Saturday. And I went later in the day. Because I had to go see The Mandalorian and the little baby Yoda, and they're so cute. So I did run over there, and it was 5 o'clock that I went over. And I gotta be honest, the parking lot was only half full. Like, I was shocked. I thought it would be way, way worse. And even when I went in the park, like the standby wait times were like 30 minutes for Toy Story Mania, because obviously I love to ride that. Patty does not. But like, it really wasn't bad at all. So I was very, very surprised.
Interesting.
Could just be could just be that park on that day. Like maybe people were elsewhere, but it was also overcast.
Take the break in the middle of the day kind of thing, come back for Fantasmic and all that stuff later on.
Could be. And I only stayed for I literally ran across this park to see Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. And then I did a little bit of walking around. That was it. I think I was only in the park for an hour and a half or so. So.
Well, and I'm curious. So this was on the list of things to bring up is that the Mandalorian and Grogu are in Disney's Hollywood Studios. They were in Disneyland for a while. They're at Walt Disney World now. But so the pictures and videos I was seeing was when they walked around Galaxy's Edge, it was just a wall of people. So with you mentioning that was a slightly lower crowd day, was it still when they were there, you could tell because it was a wall of people, or could you actually see them roaming?
So I had heard a tip, and I will share it here, that the last time that they come out and walk for the day is at 5 p.m. So my goal was to get there at 5 p.m. because I don't do mornings. I am not a rope drop. And when I tell you I was running to get there, because always late, but worth the wait. And I got out of my car, I think at 4:55. And I was like, you have 5 minutes to walk across this parking lot, get through security, and get all the way back to Galaxy's Edge. I got back there at 5:02 and they were not out yet. So they come out at the big, it used to be called the Resistance Wall, in between, right outside the marketplace. And there were people already sort of milling about. And so I'd seen a cast member that I asked, I was like, hey, are they going to meet? And he was like, we're just waiting to see if it's going to rain or not. And then they did. They came out 2 minutes later and they took 1 or 2 photos. They were swarmed almost immediately. And the only reason he came directly over to me, and I will tell everybody this, I had on a Batu shirt. It wasn't just a Baby Yoda shirt or a Mandalorian shirt. And I had on a Baby Yoda headband. So it was a little bit different, because there were a bunch of people that had a Mandalorian garb. He wanted nothing to do with them. He came right to me and he said, you are on the bounty list, but I didn't pick up your job. And he let me take a picture, and then he took off and walked, and they just swarmed and walked with him. So if you've ever been in Avengers Campus with Spider-Man or any of them that get swarmed, it's exactly the same. It's very hard, very, very hard to get pictures with them.
But you did it.
I did it. I have pictures to prove it. I would show you, but
drop it in the Facebook group.
I will drop the pictures in the Facebook group.
Yeah. No, that's on my list of things to do. When we were at Disneyland, we did go back to Galaxy's Edge, but it's so far at Disneyland. And so we were hungry. So we went in, we did what we had to do, and then we left and never went back. So I couldn't wait around to see them. But that's on my Walt Disney World list of things that I would like to accomplish.
It's cute. I definitely think it's a great ad for Galaxy's Edge, especially since we know how we all feel about Galaxy's Edge, and it could have been so much better. And, so I definitely think it's a great addition to Galaxy's Edge.
Well, good. All right. What else do we have in Animal Kingdom? I think there was some news there too. What happened?
Yeah, so it's small news. So we're about a month away from the 25th anniversary of the park. That's going to be on April 22nd. Aww. And there has been zero news about any type of celebration. I'm sure there will be a cupcake, because why not? But that's unfortunately news we don't have right now, is if they're going to do anything to honor the 25th anniversary of Animal Kingdom. But I don't think this is not celebrating the 25th anniversary, but also on that day, April 22nd, is when Moana is going to start meeting in Discovery Island. So one of the main areas when you first walk in, right by the Tree of Life, she'll be meeting over there. So something new is coming to Animal Kingdom for its anniversary. Hopefully they do something else special there. Maybe a special showing of Kite Tails all day. That's free idea.
We'll take it. I'll go to Animal Kingdom if you bring Kite Tails back.
Agreed.
Just saying. Yeah. Okay. So 25 years. That was not on my radar. Good to know. back in Hollywood Studios. Now, I have a reservation for this. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue Restaurant is opening March 23rd, which is, we're recording on the 21st. You guys will probably see this on the 23rd, so it's going to be open on the 23rd. I've heard mixed reviews about this. Some people are saying it's the biggest like misstep. They blew it, blah, blah, blah. It's a big, but again, that's just Twitter, and they're really, really hard to please. So I'm curious to see from just an average Joe person who wants to go in and eat something in a cute themed restaurant because you're at Disney World, will this work for them or not? Like I said, I have a reservation for it for Springtime Surprise Weekend. So it'll be a couple of weeks before I'm there, but I'll let y'all know it's barbecue. I mean, I really like barbecue, so I'm hoping it's not messed up. I hope at least the food's good.
Yeah, and I'll say, I think some of the complaints I've seen also on Twitter had to do with the decor. Some are just real nitpicky ones, like, this is in Andy's backyard, so why does he have Bonnie's toys in there? Like, I mean, come on. Like, yeah, maybe she added to it. Who knows? But so Disney did put out a video of the interior, so you can go see that for yourself on their Twitter, YouTube channels all over the place. And my reaction to it was that it's like, if you picture Rainforest Cafe, if it was rethemed to the Toy Story Mania queue, there is color, there are, you know, things to look at everywhere. And I'm not saying that as a diss. I feel like that people could probably did make that similarity on Twitter complaining about it. Mm-hmm. I'm not, because there's been a beigeification of Disney lately, of their restaurants, like new restaurants or things in the resorts. It's all very neutral. And I think as a way to make it like, not dated after a few years. But the downside to that is you lose out on the things that make Disney feel like Disney, and the parks feel like you're entering a new world, not entering a random restaurant that you could go visit down the street from your house. So it's very in your face, but I have been honest, like, and open about the fact that Toy Story Land, I feel, was a bit of a letdown for me as a whole, but I love that they went this direction with it. I love that they, like I said, they went over the top in terms of theming. And the other thing I'll say about it, I haven't seen a lot of comments from people who have like done early tastings there about the food. I did see that one of the like appetizers everybody gets are these cheesy bread rolls that somebody said that was their favorite thing that they ate. But I will give them credit that it looked like there's a lot of plant-based options, both for like the starters, the entrees, and of the sides. And I think a lot of the time when Disney has new restaurants or is updating menus, there might be one or two things that are plant-based, and then you're kind of stuck for anything else. It seems like it's a pretty good mix, like 50-50 of everything is, you know, plant-based or maybe not. So I just applaud them for more options for people who are looking for that.
So, and I think this was the one that when I looked at the menu, because I looked at the menu the other day, I got really excited about it. And I sent it to my friend and I was like, I cannot wait to eat all this food and drink all the drinks, because the drinks look phenomenal. But I think it was like you choose 4 entrees off of like the list of items, and that's what they bring to your table.
So you get you get this bread, you get 3 salads, and 2 of the 3 are plant-based. And then it's kind of like the Whispering Canyon Cafe, where you get like a tray of different things, and in theory it's all you can eat. So if you like something of it, and there's like a meat-based barbecue tray and there's a plant-based one, so you kind of get that to share for the table, but then you get to pick your sides. And so I think there's 8 total sides and you get to pick 4 of them, and that's where it's split, like 4 plant-based, 4 that are not. But so like I said, I think that's to be able for the sides to give you options instead of just here's what you get, everybody gets the same thing. I think that's great.
Right. And instead of it just being like, oh, and the 2 plant-based options are, you know, string beans, and it's like the same options for everybody. Yeah, no, I think it's great that they're getting tons of options. I'm excited. Awesome. I can't wait to go on Patty's reservation.
You're welcome to join me. I think it's super cute. So, you know, like I said, I'm willing to, I'm not a huge foodie. I like barbecue. I don't hate Toy Story. I don't need like 6 more of them, Disney. I don't need 6 more Toy Stories. You can stop at any time now.
It's becoming the Fast and the Furious of the Disney universe.
Furious.
Oh, but I love Fast and the Furious. Like,
well, you're wrong.
and
I'm excited. I'm excited for when Jane gets to go because we know the comparison is going to be Regal Eagle, so we can find out where Jane's going to rank it. I'm eager to find out.
That one's pretty hard to top. We like that one a lot.
I do. I love Regal Eagle. And I did see the video or a little bit of video or pictures of it. And my first reaction was, oh, this looks like a very themey quick service.
Mm. Well, we'll find out.
But maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll love it.
We'll find out. Okay. Oh, and I just want to warn anybody in case my dog starts going barking and getting crazy and whatever. This is a working household, which means people are coming and going at all hours. And we try to record around my family schedule. And this week has just been banana pants and it's not happened. So you might get some additional noises in one way or the other, but I just want to warn you guys. Probably won't see anybody, but you may hear them. Okay. Magic Kingdom. We're just moving through each park here. And at Magic Kingdom, the fireworks dessert parties are coming back on April 1st. So wait,
which is an interesting choice, April 1st.
Right. But also, like, haven't there been fireworks dessert parties? Because when we were just there in January, my family was like,
okay, yes. I think
so what is the difference?
Started, I guess, for the new fireworks show. I think maybe they stopped. Show. They cut them off for a period of time, so you couldn't book them after a certain date. But so they have, it's like sweets and seats, I think is what they're calling it. But so they have the ones that are like for before the fireworks show, one during the fireworks show, and one after. So it's for April 1st. So you'll still get it for Enchantment, and then starting April 3rd for Happily Ever After. So I think they did cut it off at for knowing that they would need like a firm release date for when the Happily Ever After ones would start.
Gotcha.
So that is my guess. But yeah, so if you have been waiting to have your dessert with Happily Ever After, you can now start booking that.
I gotta say, the fireworks parties to me are not worth it. The cost, like you pay so much for just desserts, and I just can't eat like whatever it is, $95.
$95 worth of dessert, yeah.
Or drink the booze or whatever, all of it together, just a financial added up. However, it is the number one thing my kids and my husband ask about every time we've gone back. Why can't we do the dessert party that we did once upon a time? They were all like itty bitties when we went to the dessert party. And I just look at them and I'm just like, because I can't justify like $100 for each of you. And none of y'all drink except for me and my husband, right? Like, so none of you guys are even of age to enjoy the booze portion of it. But it's just the fact that it's just straight desserts. Like if it was an actual meal, I think I'd be down for it. If it was a buffet of some sort with like meats, I'd probably be like, here's my money. I will take that seat and we'll all sit and watch it. And I could, because it's not so much, it is the money. The money's a lot, but it's more the money just for desserts. I just know that we are not going to like eat $95 worth of,
right.
Brownies. Like it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So that's my feeling on it. However, as an experience, as something your family will remember forever, as something that is a special, like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. If you are taking one of those kinds of trips, I will tell you, my Disney loving family who has been to Disney a zillion times, that's the number one thing they keep bringing up and that they want to do again. And I keep saying no, but they really do want to do it. So worth it. That's of course subjective on some levels, but I can tell you it makes an impression, and it is a lovely way to sit and watch the show without having to queue up like hours in the street or, something I noticed from Disneyland. I have to tell y'all, do I just not see it at Walt Disney World? But at Disneyland, there's people 3, 4, 5 hours before the parade, yes. 3, 4, 5 hours before they put their sweatshirt down on the ground with something else to hold their place. Do they do that at Disney World, or do we not do that at Disney World?
No, this goes back to, do you remember last summer when I said we don't get nice things in Florida because we don't properly appreciate the art that is given to us.
That is true.
The banging
That is true.
of the trash cans while they went by for the Main Street Electric Parade. I wish that we had a YouTube channel back then because I would have sent the video. It's unbelievable. But that is what I mean, because that was back when, Patty, when did we did the 24-hour party on the 60th kickoff.
We did. Mm-hmm.
And at rope drop, people walked in and literally sat down for parade and fireworks.
They sure did.
We live here now.
They
did.
Yeah.
It has always been like that. And I say, hats off to you, California, because you guys are really giving it